Hi, this is Dick Morris speaking for the Education Action Group. With the recession that's gripping this country and gripped Michigan long before it got to the rest of the country, you'll be hearing more and more about slicing education funding. You'll be hearing about laying off teachers, increasing class sizes, limiting curriculum offerings, cutting back on libraries and gyms and extracurricular activities and all of that stuff. And very little of that is necessary. Because the fact is that the state of Michigan and the school boards throughout the state could save most of the money that they need to operate, or at least a lot of the money that they need to operate, by privatizing their health insurance. You see, right now the Michigan Education Association, the largest teacher union in the state, has branched out beyond just being a union that represents the teachers. And they set up an operation, a company, that provides health insurance for teachers. And then the union negotiates with the school district and gets the school district to select the teachers' union operation as the exclusive agent for providing the health insurance to the teachers. This insurance arm of the teachers' union is called MESSA, M-E-S-S-A, and it overcharges for the insurance. It charges vastly more than comparable private companies. Now, not only does this mean that the school board has to pay more for health insurance for the exact same benefits, but it also means that MESSA has amassed a very sizable surplus from its dealings with the schools, and that this surplus could be what we tap to tide us over in the education crisis and the recession that we now face. MESSA currently has about $370 million in excess revenues sitting in the bank. And this is money that they got from you, the taxpayers, by overcharging your school board for health insurance for the teachers. Now, MESSA is a cash cow for the union, which is chronically in debt and uses the MESSA money to subsidize itself. So the Michigan Teachers Association is going to resist breaking the power and the monopoly of MESSA in many of these school districts. So what's going on now in school district after school district throughout the state is that the districts are saying, we want to cut the contract with MESSA and use the extra money to avert the education cuts. And the teachers' union is fighting back by trying to throw out of office or have recall elections against the school board members who are speaking up for the children against the union. A new state law passed in 2007 was designed to help Michigan schools escape MESSA's grip. It requires school boards to seek competitive bids for health insurance because the bidding process has the practical effect of driving down costs. The savings provided by the bidding process could be enormous in their implications in helping the state get through this recession without really hurting our children. Grand Rapids school officials, facing a $14 million deficit, say they could save about $4 million a year by breaking with MESSA, while still providing quality health coverage for their employees. In Adrian, the potential savings are $370,000 a year. In Charlevoix, $300,000 a year. In Cass City, about $200,000 a year. And even in tiny inland lakes, about $120,000 a year. And those are just a few examples. So the Michigan Education Association is scared to death of the application of this new state law requiring competitive bidding. So what they're trying to do is to fix the bids. And the way they do that is they won't let other health insurance companies learn any of the claims histories that they've had in paying out health insurance claims. So without that cost data, it becomes very difficult to bid effectively. When those disruptive efforts fail, the MEA resorts to bullying tactics. The union will pack school board meetings with loud protesters, start recall campaigns against individual school board members, or threaten to strike.
If the legislature was serious about helping Michigan school districts contain costs, it would stand up to the MEA and MESSA and tell them that the days of making millions off Michigan public schools are over. The legislature needs to pave the way for health insurance alternatives. It also needs to address the conflict of interest that is MESSA and make it illegal for the union to negotiate on behalf of an insurance company that gives the MEA millions of dollars in kickbacks each year.
So it's all going to come down to you, the parents and the taxpayers. Do you really want quality education, or do you want a school system that exists not for the teachers, not for the students, but for the union? That really is the choice that you've got. But now, thanks to the efforts of organizations like the Muskegon-based Education Action Group, the public is learning how much their schools could save by standing up to the MEA. A big part of that is that the MEA keeps the details of their contract negotiations from the taxpayers. They do it behind closed doors. We have to blow open those doors and insist that those issues be aired in public. After all, it's not the school board or the union that's going to be paying the bill. You are.
We're encouraging school boards to make competing health insurance bids public so that taxpayers can form their own opinions. And we maintain a website called meaexposed.com to bring attention to the union's agenda of bargaining secrecy. And something else that the MEA is trying to keep secret is that according to financial records, they're currently $37 million in the red. And it's our fear that the MEA is going to fix their financial problem with a loan from MESSA, which is ultimately money that's received from Michigan public school districts.
So it all comes down to you and what you're going to do to protect education in Michigan. Are you going to take a strong stand that your school board should not contract with MESSA, but should get the cheapest health insurance possible as long as teachers get adequate benefits? Are you going to insist that your school board privatize the services that have nothing to do with education, take them away from the union's control, and save money on them rather than save the money in the classroom? Well, the way you can fight this fight is you can be in touch with your local school board members. In touch is a nice word for deluge them. Email them, call them, meet them on the street, write them letters, haunt them, and make clear to them that you want them to protect education, not to protect the teachers' union. And then when they do, when they start acting in the interest of the children, as many of them will, protect them, stand by them. Make sure that when the union sets up recall elections to try to throw them out of office for standing up to the kids, that you come out and you vote and you get your friends to come out. See, right now in these school board elections, the turnout is so low that it's usually just the teachers' union members themselves who are dominating the election because they have 100% turnout and bring their families with them. But they're tiny compared to the massive number of taxpayers and parents in the school district. If they were mobilized like the Education Action Group is trying to do, and if you give them your e-name and you stay in touch and you work with them, that can be a force that can sweep away this special interest nonsense. And the recession does not have to mean a catastrophe for the education of Michigan students. Thanks for watching.